Yo, Tripolar Bear, we're gonna farm some Blight-Ravaged maps on a very basic, very kind of minimal budget of my General Cry Shield Crush with a little emphasis, instead of damage, on some survivability. So, the Blight-Ravaged maps are gonna be a little bit difficult because of how much life the monsters have and how little damage I have, because I wanted to focus on some defense for the Scourge mechanic, so I'm not constantly dying all the time. Except for Cyrus-dominated monsters. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, Blight-Ravaged maps are actually super easy. There was a Reddit post a week ago on the Path of Exile Reddit, the Path of Exile build subreddit, talking about how Blights are a tower defense mechanic. So let's just go into how I'm going to do these once we get in there. But I'm going to roll these as easy as possible because they're super cheap right now and they give 86 bases. This is super lucrative. All right, reduced monster move speed. That's huge. You just do the first 3 oils. Towers deal 60 more damage. Nice. And then 60 reduced cost of buildings and upgrading towers. Now that we have our 9 anointed map, let's go ahead and quality it. And just for the sake of the video, showing how easy it is and so I don't have to sit here and roll, I'm going to just make it magic, right? So now it's a 43 quality. You can also use sacrifice fragments, as quantity is going to give you more loot, but I'm out of sac fragments right now. So let's just get right into the Blight-Ravaged map and talk about the strategy we're going to do to make this much, much easier on us. Now, keep in mind, this does not guarantee you a free Blight-Ravage, 100% of the time. Sometimes you're going to goof it, and, there's a little bit of a learning curve there. I was doing these last night, and I kind of, messed some of them up. But in general, it is very, very easy. So the gist of this strategy is we're going to anoint our rings with Empowering Tower range and Temporal Tower increase effect? No, that's not it. That's not it. What the hell is this? No, that's not supposed to be that one. It's supposed to be Empower Tower range and Empower Tower effect. And we do that because the main gist of the strategy, let me fix this quick, is going to be Empower Towers and Seismic Towers. Now, Empower Towers with increase effect is very good because we're going to leave it at tier 3, which means it's going to boost all of our tower damage and our tower effectiveness. And then we're getting even more range and effect on our rings as well. And so the gist is we're going to speed this up. We're going to make a Seismic Stun Tower, and we'll leave it at rank 3. And we see there are no stun immune here. And we actually have no stun immune except right at the end. So we have this one here, and then you make an Empowering Tower that's going to boost. And then we leave these both at rank 3 because we don't want to weaken enemies and we don't want to empower the players. And what we're going to do now is, since these are both fire immune, we're going to make a Arc Tower here, which is kind of a little bit low on the range, but once they get up to this point, it'll be a lot better. And you know what? We'll make one more Arc Tower. And you see everything is getting kind of stun locked, especially so in this little choke point here. You see over here, there are more lanes, so I need to make sure we're making these right away. You do have to be like a little bit quick on it, because if you're not, then the Ravage stuff is going to start getting through. But generally, it is pretty simple. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what do you do when there are stun immune monsters? Well, if there are stun immune monsters, then you just make a Frost Tower, and you leave that as well at rank 3. And I will do the same over here for this little area. Although these are built just a little bit back, I think it will be okay. So everything is kind of rank 3 except for your Meteor Towers. Now the problem is going to come from bosses that are immune to whatever your tower type are. And so I'm going to make another stun tower here just as a nice little backup. So if you get bosses that are immune to stuns, it does make it very, very difficult. But let's make another Empower Tower. So you just kind of walk back and forth, keep an eye on things, and you're just making stun, you're making Empower, and then we're going to make a Lightning. And this one's right on the edge, so we'll do this one as well. Oh, whoops, I made that a Meteor. That'll be all right. But you see a lot of stuff kind of getting empowered. Now this thing made its way through. You do have to be like a little bit careful of leaks, especially when there are things that are kind of like stun immune, right? Like I had one stun immune portal, and you know, since I'm doing this video, I'm not really paying attention as much as I can. But you see the boss in the top left is kind of like stuck there and stunned. You can generally let a single monster through, but when there are more than one bosses getting through, that's when it starts to get very, very bad. You see this boss is getting kind of pelted by the stuns and whatnot. You know, I am doing this a little sloppy, but this boss is getting stunned now. And if I can kind of like sit here and stall him a little bit while he gets even more stunned, you know, it makes it a lot easier for me. But, you know, that's why you still want to kind of do your damage, right? On the General Cry build, it makes it very easy. You can kind of just sit here, shield charging. We have enough block, a decent enough defense. So long as you're not rolling rippy mods, we can kind of take care of a lot of these stragglers. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a glacial cage near my pump, just in case. And I need to start actually boosting this area. This is one of my weaker points, the choke point that is right now. Arc Tower, another stun tower. These might be stun immune. So I'm going to make another T3 Frost Tower right here. So we got that there. We got a T3 Frost Tower. We're going to make a Meteor. And then we'll make an Arc right here. And so we're kind of just running around now. The really only T4 tower that we'll make is going to be the Meteor Tower. And now there are more bosses coming. So if I want, I can build like another Arc Tower here. Arc is like very good damage as it's going to go through the whole pack there, right? Scout Towers are very good, but the Arc Tower is going to just kind of shock through and chain, right? Just like normal Arc, the ability does. So it's very good for kind of clearing stuff up. And now, you know, I let some monsters through. You know, that was my bad as I walked away. But generally, right, I'm at 12 out of 20. It's starting to tone down now. Let me build that in Power Tower. It's starting to tone down. I mean, there were some leaks, but that's just going to happen when, you know, you're a little bit new, maybe not paying attention, or a little, you know, distracted and whatnot. This big boy, you know, gotta make sure he doesn't get through. Although, you know, his pathing is going to take him, I believe, down. I don't think his portal is right here. If he is, I'll just make another stun tower here, though. If you die, it's whatever. Just make sure your portal's at the pump. But, you know, it's been pretty simple, right? For a Blight-Ravaged map, it's actually been pretty chill. Even though I kind of, like, messed up my start at the very start of the Blight-Ravaged map. You know, I kind of let a boss through right away, not paying attention to which lanes are where. But you see, we have, like, 3 bosses left. This one's getting stunned. I think his pathing is actually taking him down towards this way, which isn't going to lead him, you know, over here. Now, this would be really good on a minion build, if you could get minions going. Now, it's also pretty good on General's Cry, because I can just kind of, like, run around, and my General Cry can take care of everything. Right, I'm just, like, running around, kind of relaxing. You know, towers are taking care of stuff, but you really don't need, like, any damage at all to do this. The damage just helps when you mess up, or if you don't, it's really just for when you mess up, right? Because you can see he's getting completely stunned, right? I'm just going to stand here for the rest of it. He's just getting stun locked now. So as long as you have your tower set up correctly, he's just going to keep getting stun locked. If he was stun immune, that's when you need to make sure you're paying attention and build your frost towers, although you should be building frost towers alongside the stun towers no matter what. But you see here, I don't even need to body block. Body blocking is like a last resort, right? So you would stop their progress towards the pump by standing in front of it yourself. But we're just going to let everything take care of the Blight-Ravaged monster now, these bosses and whatnot. But it's been, you know, fairly smooth, right? For how hectic I assumed Blight-Ravaged maps would be. With this strategy, so long as you're paying attention, it's actually very, very, very simple. So let's go ahead and take care of the rest of it. There's like a monster up here, and then I think it should be done. And there we go. It's a Blight-Ravaged map. The open layouts are the easier layouts to do, but you can see it's very lucrative. And if you do these on tier 16, you can get 86 bases. And item level 86 bases are very, very valuable. Now that I'm doing this, I will have to update my filter and whatnot. But that was pretty simple, right? For a Blight-Ravaged map, that's not bad. You get tons of maps from doing these. Tons of like 86 jewelry if you do T16. I was getting 86 colossal tower shields, selling them to the Shield Crush homies for like 20 chaos each, right? the Blight-Ravaged map is like 50 chaos, dude. So if you get 186 Colossal Tower, you sell it for like 20C, dude, you made 5 chaos off the map right there, right? This stuff is like very, very, very lucrative. And if you grab a bunch of 86 helmets, so things like Hubris, Royal Bergonets, what is the other one? Lion's Pelts. Lots of like bases like that are super lucrative. And I've been making some pretty nice money on this. Of course, you could adapt this strategy to tier 16 red blights, and they would be way, 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 those would be like more than free, right? And I will be linking the Reddit post and the YouTube video for the strategy and where I got my strategy. This post is insane for Blight-Ravaged maps. Everybody should go give it a read. It'll answer a lot of questions if my video did not. And you can get a little YouTube video as well there from them, of them doing it as well. But anyway, that's a Blight-Ravaged map made easy on any build. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys on the live stream. All right, bye everybody.